Hi guys, welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, located in this beautiful studio, sponsored by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. This is episode 89, and we're here back in studio after we were remote last time, right? Because we had Chad the Gig Economist.
We had a guest, yeah.
Yeah, tonight, of course, Jesper, and we have Chris, who's from the Grand Rapids market, who's been on before. Hello to Janet. Hello to Dave. Two Daves. Unless that's Dave, the Uber slave, but he's on Facebook. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us. We got a lot to get to tonight. Just lots of stuff. Lots of DoorDash crap. Lots of Uber rating crap. A whole bunch of stuff. So just to let you know, you can find this on Facebook as you're listening to it, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord, which I just realized.
Wait, what's Twitch?
I realized I didn't... You don't know what Twitch is?
No, what's Twitch? Why didn't you tell me what Twitch is?
Twitch is a game. It's usually used for streaming games like Call of Duty or whatever, but you can use it for whatever you want. So we're on Discord, Twitch, all that fun stuff. If you could share, like, do whatever the hell you want, rate us. We would appreciate it. Share it with your friends.
I do know what it is. I thought it was a fancy way of kind of getting you to tell people what it was.
Oh, you just weren't acting stupid?
No.
Okay. No, you were acting stupid.
But if I did a good job, I thought. It was very
So you're acting smartly stupid this time.
You should have said, hey, Jason, can you tell the listeners what Twitch is?
Oh, yeah, but see, I'm out of practice.
Yeah, you're right.
I should have done that. Hey, Jason, can you tell us about our studio sponsor?
No, that's later on, Jesper. Thank you for asking.
Sorry, thank you.
If anything gig economy related, if you go to gigeconomy-podcast.com, as Jesper interrupts me like he likes to do, gigeconomy-podcast.com. Also, the links are in all the descriptions, so you can click on that too. Just want to mention our Patreon members, Keith, Janet, Larry, Samson, Steve, and Leo. We really appreciate it. Steve from Rideshare Rodeo is up tonight. Want to talk about him a little bit. Great podcast. I was on his show last Tuesday, I think, and we talked about Para and the kind of debacle that's going on with that and all kinds of stuff. So if you want to check his podcast out, link in the description, or just search anywhere you get podcasts, Rideshare Rodeo. And then, of course, our Telegram group, which we were just talking about it before we went live. You can join that group, talk shit, be nice, though. We talk about gig work. Jesper hasn't been in there for a month or more. Chris is real active in there.
Yep.
Chris does a lot of gig work on top of his real job, too.
Hopefully, I'll be back soon.
You keep saying that. Every 2 weeks you keep saying that, but you still won't go out.
I'll go out at some point.
When was that?
Come on, Ben got out.
Yeah.
I know.
Ben made some bank the other day.
Bank.
He did.
The bonuses kind of dried up a little bit, though.
Yeah.
So
it's okay.
It's okay.
I'm going to go out when the mandate is gone.
Which mandate is that, Jesper?
The mask mandate.
Oh. When are they going to... Like, what are we waiting for?
I guess the federal one, right?
There is a federal one?
The CDC one.
Yeah, the CDC requirements.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's time to move on. But
there's some of the more southern states that has... COVID is just going crazy right now.
Did they change the PCR testing?
Don't say that. I got a conference 2 weeks.
Where?
Nashville.
I'm going to Vegas in 3.
Yeah.
We are vacationing in Missouri. Missouri is right now the hardest hit state.
But it's nothing like it was.
Oh, it's pretty bad.
Like, what's pretty bad?
I don't know the numbers.
Then shut your mouth.
It is bad. That's all I know.
Propaganda.
See, he says it's Texas.
Well, you're not going to Texas.
I know. I'm going to Missouri.
You just going for a vacation?
Because the mosquitoes are big in Missouri.
Yep. Very cool. Very cool.
Going for Branson. Yep.
Nice. That's what's going on. Before we jump into gig economy news, just talk about Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. They are located on Stafford, just east of 131 off 44th Street. 532-6600 or irvines.com to schedule online. Of course, they're amazing. Jesper still hasn't brought his car there.
I actually don't have my car right now.
Is it dead?
No, not quite, but it's on somebody's borrowing it. So.
Oh.
Did I tell you my daughter was in an accident?
No.
Yes. Oh, it's that family that's using it?
Yes. So,
okay.
Yeah, that car got totaled, and luckily everybody walked away from that.
Well, that's great.
That accident.
Awesome.
It was pretty crazy. He called me.
Hey,
and
can we do the ad?
absolutely.
All right. You can schedule online at irvines.com. Of course, it's super easy to do. You can drop your car off at night. You can pick it up in the morning. Doesn't matter. You pay online. They send you a little note that says an email. This is what needs to be fixed, blah, 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 and those kind of things. So 532-6600 or irvines.com. All right. Go ahead, Jesper.
Well, so Susan called me and she goes, "We have been in a little accident." Right? That was the worst.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait. You totaled the car. That's not a little
Well,
accident.
I mean, it doesn't take much to total a car now.
No, I know.
You rear end somebody at 20 and they're like, nah, that's it.
But so she was T-boned. And so all the airbags went off. And luckily, my daughter was actually in the side where the car hit.
Yeah.
But she hit kind of a little bit on the front of the vehicle instead of the side. So,
Well, I'm glad she's okay.
yeah, everybody walked away. It's good. But yeah, the car is always dead. So she's borrowing my Mazda right now.
Okay.
And she said she was going to take it in somewhere. I don't know. I mentioned Irvine's to her when the accident to kind of have it towed there. But no, she has her own thing about what's right and wrong, unfortunately. But
All right. Well, we'll get it there at some point. So Janet commented, Rideshare Rodeo podcast gives some good perspective on employee versus independent contractor. Janet, I'm really happy that you've listened to Steve's podcast. I agree. He's got the nuts and bolts of like rideshare and stuff like that because it's so complicated to me, the AB5 and like we breeze over it, but I don't have the time just to settle in and really think about it. And Steve does a good job, but that's why I think we're a good pair. You know, you want nuts and bolts, go to Steve. You want dick jokes, come here.
whoa, that went south fast.
Yes, it did. All right, first up, this DoorDash sign. I just thought this was funny. Just to bring up conversation, the sign says it's at a customer's house. Please place food in front of sign. Thank you. And the Reddit says, "Hi, wonder how many food deliveries this customer has placed directly in front of their door in order to be fed up to warrant a sign. Do better." Yeah, again, it's super easy to do. Like,
oh yeah,
how many steps do you need? Or like skills do you need to deliver food? Okay, you have to drive it. You have to press a button on an app, and then don't put the food in front of the door. It's not that complicated. But I've received food. I get Amazon packages right in front of my door, like big ones, dog food. Like, thank God I have another door to go out.
Have to go around the house. Get the bag.
Oh no, I muscle it. And get through. But yeah. If you're a new Dasher, please just be conscientious, or a new food delivery or package delivery.
I gotta admit, I did it once.
Think about the door swing.
Yeah, I look where the handle is every time I drop something.
Right.
Unless the dog scared the shit out of me. Then I throw it up there and run and take a picture as I'm walking, running away.
You didn't have one of those you threw it at the wall?
No.
Yeah.
That was super funny, those videos. I never went back and looked at his. Is there more?
I don't know. I haven't seen since. But
okay. That was all on TikTok, right? Or not?
Yep.
Okay.
It was a compilation of TikTok. So
interesting. Next one. This is just kind of funny. This is Jesper's. It can't be our Megan.
Did we talk about all the Patreon members?
Yeah, Jesper. I went through really quick.
I am not with it tonight.
Right at the beginning.
Are you sure it's not our Megan?
Well, my Megan spells her name different, and it's not Irvine's Megan. I hope not.
You have low ratings. Okay, are you still going to pick me up? I don't know. I don't want to deal with a Karen. I can totally see it. Now, it is a kind of a cool stuff. I don't know. Is the next one we are talking about the new feature in Uber?
It's not.
You should have done that.
Yeah, I know. I kind of mailed it in. We can jump in front of it. That's totally fine. Let's do that. So Uber has decided that they are going to allow you to set a rider rating, a minimum rider rating for trip request. I don't know how low this goes. If you look on your screen, it's set at 4.7. I don't know if you can change that. I mean, there's a plus and minus, but I wonder if there's a, like, you know what I mean, a limit. Like, you can only lower it to 4.0 or something like that. What
would be the purpose of doing that?
It's Uber. What the fuck?
But I think it's great.
No. But I mean, you can just see Uber doing that. But would you set something up like this?
I can see myself possibly did. I never did do that though. I never drove that way. I took every ride.
Yeah, me too.
You too?
I didn't do the whole per rating. I did.
I don't. Sometimes you just don't have enough time to look at what.
True.
It is.
I mean, I used the other two things. It was too long of a ride. I didn't want to do it. I did that one. And when I could see where I was going, I did that one too. But, I used those as the limiters as to whether or not I wanted to take the ride. But I never did. I don't remember ever doing the rating.
Well, Pete said he took everybody, but Pete was full time. You know what I mean? And he wasn't doing anything but rideshare.
So what I really want to know is, now that Peter has a car again, is he back driving?
No, because the car he got is not eligible.
Yeah, no car seat for sure.
Peter. But hey, he's got a car now. So
there you go.
Yeah. So would they raise the rate for a lower star?
No,
rating?
Probably not. I don't know,
it's like, okay, if you decide you're not going to take a 1 or 2 star person, right? But all of a sudden Uber starts saying, well, we'll give you $3 more.
Not for a 1 or 2 star.
Then it becomes interesting, right? Now the next feature is that now I can as a rider, I can choose to pay more if you had the chance of getting picked up.
Right. Well, but that happens with as
right, the tip.
But you don't know if you're going to get a tip.
No, but for the food delivery, right? We've talked about that many times.
That's totally different.
No, but it is. But we talked about many times how you use the tip for whether or not you're going to get the food while it's hot, right? So you could use the same here. You could say, okay, so yeah, I have a lousy rating, but I'm going to tip you $15, whatever.
Well, it's
kind of pick me up.
It's kind of the same thing that I said. Like, can't we pre-tip on a ride to make sure we get picked up?
It's like a punishment for bad behavior, right? So they're getting 1 or 2 stars for bad behavior.
Right.
So if people aren't picking them up and they're not getting, then does the surge rate go up for them because of that?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. It should, but they would never do it.
Right.
Pete says, Uber, Pete, we'll give you an extra $3 to pick up Ivory. Pete, oh, hell no. Hell no.
Right. Who was that one guy in GR here that somebody, he never wanted to pick him up. He ended up getting him like 2 or 3 times. And
that was Ivory. That's the whole joke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Ivory. That's right. That's true.
Thanks, Steve, for the super sticker. Super appreciate that. Yeah. Ivory was a piece of work. He's probably still trying to scam.
He was on 2 or 3 different accounts.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be honest with you. I did look at the rating, and I did not take people because if they had a low rating. I mean, I don't know. If you're below a 4.0, what have you done that's too much to...
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, you must be some kind of a Karen, at least somewhere, right? I mean...
Pity the people that are named Karen. I'm telling you. We need to change... We need to pick a new name. We're going to go with Betsy. I don't know why that's the first female name that popped in my head. I don't know any Betsy's or anything like that.
Yes, you do.
No, I swear. I had one in high school.
What about Mrs. DeVos?
Oh, yeah. Well, that fits then.
I thought there was a reason why you picked Betsy.
Yeah, no, that's not why it was, but we're out. Poor Karen. We're gonna call them Betsy's now.
It's gonna be Betsy.
But no, I mean, I think when it was XL, I wouldn't be judgy because I feel like when you're XL, someone else probably screwed that rating up for you. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it for a single person. If they're under a 4.0, I'm just not gonna do it.
So let me ask you a question then.
Yes.
Have you ever taken a ride that you afterwards said, I shouldn't have done that?
Yes.
What kind of ride?
I mean, usually just drunk, annoying people.
Okay.
But they're
how do
probably
you know?
a 5.0.
How do you know until you get them?
Now, and mind you, I have taken low ratings before, and it's turned out mostly fine almost every time. So that's the thing. So I'm kind of like prejudging it.
Sure.
So anyways.
I took one ride once, and I'm going to talk about it even though I really shouldn't. But it was 2:00 in the morning. She was fresh off McDonald's, the lady working, and she needed to go home and get her kids.
Yeah.
She didn't have a driver. She did not have a car seat. And I took them home without a car seat, and I shouldn't have. But I got him home.
I know. You get those calls, and
it was 2 a.m. in the morning, right? She was done with her shift, and she closed McDonald's. She went home to the babysitter, got the kids.
I've had them.
I'll be honest with you, I've done it too. I mean, I've definitely done it before. Probably on one hand, I can count how many times I've done it, and I don't know why.
And I've tried nicely to say to them, look, you really need to have a car seat, and because I can get in trouble, I can lose my license,
Right.
or get a ticket, whatever. If something happens, my insurance is screwed.
Yep.
So all those aspects to it.
I think if it hadn't been 2 a.m. in the morning,
But
and
your
if it-
human side.
I know, right? That's the thing. It was
I know.
early in the
I'm glad
morning.
you're human.
It was only a 7-minute ride. I didn't go on the highway or nothing. It was just
The problem is like Pete,
you're fired.
yeah. I think you kind of have to do what's right for humanity at the time. She's in a pickle.
See why?
If it was 2:00 in the afternoon, I say no. Because you can call a friend or
Yep.
whatever. I'm
Right.
not doing it. But 2 in
Yeah.
the morning, kids shouldn't be out
Why
anyways.
don't you just work the 12-hour shift?
Yeah.
Well,
She's
you
gotta
don't
go
know.
home too bad.
You don't know.
No, I don't. I
She
don't.
worked a 12-hour shift and it was a surge and you took half her paycheck on that 7-minute ride.
Hey, I was laughing all the way to the bank. No, it was a normal ride.
I
But
got
it's
So
just
you're a nice bastard.
I got to throw out to SomePunk82 on Twitch. Appreciate commenting. I don't know what the sexual ride means. I must have missed that.
maybe
but-
that was a ride he took. He took a sexual ride. He decided he shouldn't have.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I appreciate you being on Twitch. He had said, hey, are you on Twitch? And I'm like, you know what? We're going back on it. So you can find us on Twitch.
Yeah.
Jeff said, I had a drunk college kids that couldn't sit still, wish they had been in a car seat. We need adult car seats.
I
Right.
know, right?
Like the racing seats in a
Like
NASCAR car.
harnesses.
You put it, the 5-point.
The thing that automatically goes.
Yeah. We need a Hans device and we need a 5-point harness for those drunk bastards.
Get into
Something
the
to
ride.
hold their hands to themselves.
Oh my gosh.
Don't touch the radio.
Yeah. And no, I don't have an aux cord. All right. So this next guy, I mean, I think this guy is legit. He's delivering on one wheel for Grubhub. Like,
You doing that, home?
look at him.
You got that? You doing that?
And you delivering too?
And you delivering with Grubhub with no front wheel. With no front wheel.
Yes, sir. And you deliver for Grubhub? Huh?
That's how you deliver?
Yeah, do that.
Whoa. And you like that, Sean? Well, you doing that?
Isn't that crazy?
Man.
That's great. I'm gonna buy me a tire with my next
Well,
one.
the crazy part, where was that seat? Like up his butthole? Because, I mean, the thing was straight up and down. How uncomfortable is that?
Don't know. Maybe he
I mean-
liked it.
I can barely ride my bike down the road with 2 wheels on, but
Jeff goes, some heroes don't need capes.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, you will not see me doing that at all on a bike.
But I also think that you have the same trouble with balancing as I have, and your core strength.
It's getting there, but yeah, that guy's got probably 6-pack abs.
Oh yeah.
Does the Peloton bike do that for
Yeah.
you?
Hey. It'll get there.
Yeah, some punk. I wanted to see how he stopped too, for sure. My guess is because like
He just jumped off.
yeah,
the
he
back.
just jumps off the back. Yeah, I bet he doesn't put the front end down.
No.
I want to see him take off
I'm
too.
sure there's nobody. He doesn't care about people stealing that car.
Yeah.
that bike.
Yeah, I think that's more impressive than actually being on a unicycle. The way he was, because he's basically like straight up and down.
He's
all
got
the
his
time.
brakes, all right.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. He does have brakes.
Or he can shift gears.
Anyway,
There you go.
yes, we're going to talk about Grubhub diner perks. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was kind of skimming the article, but I can't figure it out. So Grubhub have a new perks program that they call the Grubhub Diner Perks. Gives diners perks to offset late deliveries, lower competitor prices, etc. So basically, what they're going to do is they're going to guarantee that if you don't get your food within a certain amount of time, they're going to give you perks in place, and that perks you'll be able to use to get $5 off future orders, etc., etc. Also, if you find your order cheaper on a different third-party delivery service, Grubhub will pay the customer the difference up to $10 and provide $5. That would be Danish. $5 in Grubhub's perks.
Interesting.
according to the company's website. And then the last thing that they're saying is its latest feature will help protect restaurant reputations and create better dining experiences. Diners typically blame both the restaurant and the delivery provider if they've had a bad experience with their order. Which ties all into the whole thing about, whether or not should you tip and not tip and all that stuff, because it all depends on, have you waited 2.5 hours to get your cold food? It's probably because you didn't pay what that order really is worth, whatever. Right.
What I look at is, and the driver perspective, though, that they're going to get at. So is it a subscription fee or anything?
It doesn't say specifically. It just says it's a new
feature
program. Yeah, for the not so much for the drivers, obviously, for the people.
Yeah,
ordering the food.
But what I see the worry is that if it's late, I mean,
there's no talk here that it has anything to do with the drivers.
Thanks, some punk. I appreciate that. It what?
There's no talk here that it will have any influence on the drivers.
Yeah, but I wonder how many $5 they're going to be paying out because.
Oh, sure.
But
they do say it doesn't come out of the delivery fee.
No, it doesn't. I'm just wondering how much Grubhub is going to eat those $5 because I'm sure their deliveries are late all the time. I never look at the time. I pick up the order and I just deliver it.
But isn't there an order? I think there's a timer on it.
There is, but there's not a timer. It doesn't count down or anything. It just says deliver by. But I never look at that because I guess I'm not dicking around. I just get the order and
I don't do Grubhub, but
they all have timers on them. They all have, but it does. I wish it would count down. I don't know. And I wish DoorDash used to reward you if you got it there early, but they don't. No, they don't do that.
The couple of times I've done it, I really haven't been able to handle more than one service at a time. So when I say I'm going to be doing Grubhub the next 2 hours, I've been doing Grubhub only those 2 hours. I can't do the other stuff.
You're not a multi-apper like me.
I'm not. No,
but
multi-apper, I like that.
Well, when's the last time you've been out?
Yeah,
it's about 2
years.
2 decades. No, you went out.
It was a couple months ago.
No, I think it was even. I think it was
it a month ago?
June. I think it was in June, early June, maybe.
You can't remember.
Did a Saturday with my. So.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I guess it's good for the customers, but they're always trying to. I think you're going to see a lot of this. I think all these apps are going to start trying to have a rewards program.
Well, because slowly the user's going to go down. They're going to have to do something to try and get people to stay doing it, right? So
exactly. I know a lot of them have a subscription service. I know Grubhub always tries to get me to sign up. It's $10 a month, and you get priority whatever. But no, that's interesting. All right. Okay, so this was kind of an interesting thing. Jalen Rose, who, if you are from Michigan, you know who Jalen Rose is, I guess. Maybe you don't. He was a basketball player for the Fab Five back in the 90s.
I have no idea who he is.
Yeah, well, you're Danish, so. So he spent outrageous money on Uber from Milwaukee, Detroit after his car service canceled. He had to get to a meeting. I'm trying to see. So he pulls up. Oh, he all his car service is canceled, and he was looking for an Uber. He said, the heavens open in a Lincoln Navigator. I got to the passenger window. He rolled it down. How are you doing? Good evening. I looked down and realized he had a dog in his lap. I told him if he needed to take the dog home or have the dog use the bathroom, but he's like, the dog rides with me. So this Uber driver has a dog riding around. So I'm like, remember we talked about that years ago? Is that legit? Can you have a dog ride with you?
I don't know if they've said yay or nay on that.
Because I remember people talking about that. Well, obviously,
there was some drivers here in the market.
They had their pets with them.
Used theirs,
yeah. I think you can. Yeah, if it's a service dog or an emotional sport dog. I don't know, but anyways,
did they have to list that on the?
I don't think so.
It's interesting because.
Anyway, so about the story.
Yeah, so basically the Uber ride was $12.99 plus an additional $7.50 for the Lincoln Navigator. So he paid $2,000 to get from Milwaukee to Detroit.
Why was it extra $7.50? Because it was a Navigator.
I don't know. Maybe it was Uber Black.
Was that tip or no?
So the ride was the $12.99 plus $7.50. But I don't know if he tipped or not. But would you take that ride
to Milwaukee?
No, Milwaukee to Detroit, or vice versa. If you were in Detroit to Milwaukee,
I think so.
Well, if I knew I was getting $2,000, yeah.
Well, you're not getting $2,000. He got charged $2,000.
Well, what would you get?
$6.
Yeah, thank you, Uber.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It doesn't say how much he got paid, the driver, but
I only had that one trip to Chicago, and I shouldn't have, but that was it.
yeah,
I got paid way too little.
Yeah. It's like you gotta even like maybe even a 45-minute, or you gotta figure out like ask ahead of time.
Well, Kalamazoo, like when I went out that one day about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago, Lyft had $100 bonus, but Lyft wasn't popping, so I went online. Uber first ride 45-minute plus at the Residence Inn in Granville, and it was to Kalamazoo, and it paid out $32. I mean, I got to go see my boy's work and his new job and stuff like that. But I mean, $32. Like, I look at that, I'm like,
no,
I can make $32 on food delivery,
but you have to come back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I did put destination filter on. I took one on Lyft. They fucked me, and it was like to the liquor store and back. I was like, all right, that's it.
Yeah.
Everything's off.
That pisses you off. So.
Lyft's destination filter is garbage.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Uber does kind of work a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think $32 is worth it when I can go do food delivery in my little town of Granville.
That's what I mean. It's like, okay, so Kalamazoo, right? You need something else up front.
I always said if it was less than an hour, I wouldn't ask.
Well, now you know.
I mean, I knew how much I was going to get paid, but I just kind of...
You didn't know you were getting 32.
But
you wouldn't have taken it. Come on.
What would I have taken it at, though?
Probably
40?
No. 50 to 60, I bet.
No way I was getting paid that much.
Well,
not in Kalamazoo.
Unless, so now that you know,
yeah,
you're going to say, I need another 20 to come back.
But then there's the ones you don't
I mean,
have to
20
ask.
plus 32, that puts you in the 50.
Yeah, but the weird part is like, yeah, exactly. Someone else ordered it for her.
You got 45 minutes down, 45 minutes back. You might get a ride, or you get one of these janky Lyft rides.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so
I was so pissed at that Lyft ride.
I know it happens.
I don't know why. You fall into the old habits of believing the system. Right. And I was like, oh, it's fine. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. And it screwed me.
But it also depends on who it is, right? Because I remember I got a ride once. It was like right after midnight at the airport. Picked him up. It was an XL ride, and I went to further south of South Haven. What's that small city called?
Benton Harbor?
No,
St. Joe.
It's like a small two city right there next to each other.
Saugatuck,
Douglas. Exactly. I was going to Douglas, and it was about an hour ride, right?
From Grand Rapids,
from the airport, like maybe an hour.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean a little bit more than that, maybe. But anyways, it was a great ride. I forget how much I paid out, but they also gave me $60 in cash. So it's like,
that's a great ride.
Right.
I mean, you can't beat that one.
No.
But I didn't ask for $60. But
no, I know
it was they knew what it took.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah, Mike and I from Mike Delivers podcast, I was just on his show on Tuesday. I think it came out today or tomorrow, but we talked about the same thing. And he has only done food delivery. So when I bring up passenger stuff, he's kind of like, he's fascinated by it. I was like, we've always had this conversation, like you tip for your food delivery, but you don't tip for people delivery. Right. And I just think it's just the culture of tipping for food and the culture that Uber set up originally and said you don't have to tip your driver. And yeah, I mean,
the story about this one was great. There was a person, they came in from out of town. They were obviously 6 people.
Yeah.
And she had rented a vehicle, but nobody had told her that the rental lot was closed after 10.
Oh, right.
It's 10? I thought it's midnight.
At the time, it was 10 anyways. So she couldn't pick up the rental car that she had rented, right?
I had a guy, same thing happened to him.
That's such a fail on the app when you're picking it up. When it says like, hey.
the rental company.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That they should tell you.
I had a guy, he had to stay overnight and get the car the next morning.
But that was the thing. So they were stuck at the airport. It's like, well, we want to go to Douglas. So like, what the hell are we going to do?
Right.
So I took them down there. It was a great ride. We had fun, and they had so much back. It was, they had what was it? They had a pair of, I think it was probably water skis or something like that. Like big things. I had to put down
probably
one
weren't
of the
water
seats.
skis.
No, they were going to go water skiing down in Douglas, right?
Who brings their own water skis?
It was in the summer. I don't know. It was something. So So it was we got it to fit. It was interesting.
You made it fit.
Oh yeah.
Chris, what about you? How's your driving been lately? Have you been going out?
I haven't driven for 2 weeks.
Well, before that, this guy had hip surgery 2 weeks ago. He walks in. I didn't know he had surgery. He looked fine to me. He walked down. He's like, "Hey, I had hip surgery 2 weeks ago." I'm like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
He showed us his scar or his bandages at least.
Yeah.
But before the 2 weeks, though, you have been driving pretty regular.
I've been driving regular.
Like a couple times a week?
No, well,
every day?
pretty much. I mean, because I told Jesper that I've been, I work in Ada, so I pick people up on the way home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
and then you just, if you're busy, you keep going. If it kind of falls off,
usually I try to get done by 6:30,
Okay.
6:15, but I generally, if I can get 2 to 3 rides in between 4:30 and 5:30, 6 o'clock,
right,
then I'm good. And sometimes I get food deliveries right away, off of the eastbound line.
Oh, so you're doing both then?
I have everything on. So I had my first pet pick up.
Really?
Yeah. I'm surprised. But.
If I remember correctly, this was your second pet at least, because there was one point where you were asked.
Well, I've
go
had
in
pets
and-
before, but not
Remember the one where you did-
specifically for.
Remember the one where you were asked to open the garage?
Yes.
And take his dog.
Yeah.
That was a little on the DL though.
So yeah, they asked me to get their dog from out of the house, and they're like, when you get to the house, just let us know when you're there, and we'll open the garage for you. I'm like, okay. So so they opened the garage when I got there. I had to go in the house, just open the door in the garage to the house, get the dog, put it in my car, and I brought it from Zealand to Comstock Park, and I made $60 for the whole thing.
There you go.
So
I need to get one of those Wi-Fi garage openers. That's pretty sweet.
I know.
it was like I was roaring the whole way, like I'm Ubering a dog.
So
I had a picture of the dog.
I was working that night. It was a great conversation.
I think I was working that night too. So when you Uber pet, you're just transporting a pet or somebody with a pet?
So somebody with a pet. So she specifically did the Uber pet thing.
Oh, is it a service dog or it can be any kind of dog?
It's any kind of animal.
What?
Yeah. So I was
thanks.
I was been totally shocked because I've had it on for a long time.
Right.
And never have gotten any Uber pet
Yeah.
thing. Right. So I got the ping for it, and I didn't even notice that it was like an Uber pet. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, because I thought it was like just an Uber X thing. Right. And I actually made more money on it because they charge them more for it.
Yeah.
And she was really happy, and because it was late at night too.
Ooh.
It was like 10:30.
Okay. Like on a weeknight? Or was it weekend?
I forget. I knew it was like one of my last rides. So
Okay.
I brought her from like Kalamazoo and 54th or something like that,
All right.
56 to somewhere in Granville, Wyoming area.
All right.
So I was kind of on the way home for me, which was like, I'm happy about that.
Right. I've taken dogs before. It's been for a blind. It's a blind couple.
Okay.
And they both had dogs. And I'm like, whatever, climb in. I mean, I'm not going to deny your ride, but I've picked them up twice. They usually shop at like Woodland Mall, and then I don't know, there's somewhere in Wyoming.
I had a guy one time, he had a big, I think it was a lab, and he got in with the dog and his girlfriend or whatever. And first he asked if it was okay.
I was wondering if you got in and just
and he's
didn't
like,
say anything.
I'm like, well, as long as it doesn't scratch my seats or anything, he's like, I'll keep them right on my lap. It'll be good. I'm like, okay. So kind of eyeballing it, but.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always weird. Steve says sound is digital static on YouTube. Well, they must have been on your end, because I can't fix anything while we're streaming.
It's fixed now.
It's
It says
clean
fixed now.
here.
He says it's fixed.
Thank you, Steve.
Reboot your iPhone. All right. Before we move on, I just want to throw out there, we'd love to support your business. We're always looking for advertisers. We actually sold one. I'm not going to mention who, and he's like fall off the planet. I've emailed him twice, and I'm like, hey, we're ready to. He paid half the money too, and I'm like, we're ready to do it. And I don't know what's going on, but yeah, definitely. I would love to support your business. We're always looking for sponsors. We had our second biggest month ever in gig economy history
in June.
in June for downloads. Yes, we just did the stats. So, we're rocking and rolling. We're looking for people. Obviously, it should probably be gig economy related.
Yep.
if we can. I mean, I guess if the money's right, I will sell tampons. But there's women drivers, so I guess
You
it's
still need the palm spray.
yeah.
You gotta hit those guys out.
Yeah, right. So yeah, we're all looking. If you're looking to get your name out, we would love to have you.
And keep sharing and listening to us, guys.
Yeah.
This is very helpful.
It is very helpful. Yeah, the most helpful thing is you can not watch it on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook and listen to the audio podcast, because that's where most of our listeners come from. It is not in the live stream. But we like to live stream because we like to talk to you guys, tips and tricks and all that stuff.
Tips and tricks.
Will I try those tampons, you say? Will I try those products as well? No, I'm not going to do that, but I have two women that live
I will make him do it, some punk. I'm good with that. So.
Depends on what he identifies as.
I don't care if you're gay or not. You stick a tampon up your butt. I mean, that ain't going to work.
What? It's going to do something.
Well, yeah, it's going to do something, all right.
They use them for bullet hole ones.
They do what now?
For bullet hole. If you get
All
shot.
the bullet holes I get?
Yeah.
Identify as human. There you go.
Some punk. You came from the audio pod, but that you're friends with Mike Delivers, right? That's how you found out about us. Which again, Mike and I are starting to work together. We're gonna do ads on each other's show, so I love it, man. I freaking love Mike. He is amazing. We had so much fun last night. We could have talked for 3 hours, but he cut me off at like 50 minutes.
Good.
But,
thank you, Mike.
Oh, it was a good episode. It was a really good episode. I can't wait.
Go listen to that show after you listen to ours.
Yeah, of course. I can't wait till it's out because we had so much fun. So, all right, Jesper.
So you're gonna show the TikTok. This is a special, interesting TikTok with I guess we had a switcheroo on the delivery driver.
Yeah. The question is who delivered this food? I think you'll figure it out.
It was kind of a twist in the end. I liked it.
Right. All right. Here we go. It's a scary looking door already.
Yeah, right. I'm like, when's the dog coming out?
I know. I saw that shit in the porch and I was like, oh boy. I'll explain it when it's done for the audio listeners.
Is there a Sherry here? Can I talk to her? What'd she say? You don't have to get up. You're Sherry? Yes. All right, your DoorDash guy got arrested, so I brought your food to you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
So basically, as you heard, the driver got arrested and the sheriff brought the food to the lady. But we were commenting as we went up. Well, we were looking at it. It said no trespassing. There was shit all over the porch. It looked like those weekly motels. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like where
I don't know. I've been to some apartments like that.
How many hours do you want to rent the room for, sir?
I don't know. You know, it's funny. In Granville, there's one over by the Cone World. You know where there's 20. And Megan, my wife, the other day, she's like,
somebody hit me there.
Hit you in the parking lot?
Yeah.
At Cone World or the hotel?
The hotel.
Yeah. She said, you know what? That hotel is always busy. I said, it is. It really is. I don't know what's going on there.
It's sketch over there.
It's so weird because it's in this weird, like, Granville mostly isn't sketch. There's some areas, but
gotta have a sketch spot.
Yeah. Well, that's the castle, bro.
Yeah.
Castle's, I don't know. Castle's pretty nice. I got friends that live in the castle and they love it.
People that live in there do love it, but you know that building is sinking already.
That's what I heard.
Be careful.
Yeah. Anyways.
Be careful what you say. Or?
Yeah.
Why? Do you know the owners?
Well, you do.
I don't know the owners. Terry Lynn Land's husband?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. Dave says I put one of the stickers you guys gave me on my microphone and went to go get interviews at the strike. Oh.
Well, thank you so much,
thanks,
Dave. Thank you for sharing the word.
Badass. Hey, I commented on your post earlier. I was wondering, are you still doing any kind of gig work? I'd be curious. Oh, we're going to get into strike conversation. Might as well. Who cares? Apparently, definitely on the 21st, everyone was supposed to strike. I supported it by not working.
I striked.
I too.
Didn't work.
I went to my daytime job, spread a lot of fertilizer today, a lot of grub control, but I did not drive.
So did they.
I'm not clear to drive.
You're not cleared to drive for work. He took an Uber tonight, so there you go. So what were we even talking about? I totally got sidetracked.
Steve is asking how many were the
Yeah, I know,
were.
but we were talking about the TikTok, and then I.
Well,
totally-
the video, and
But then
we went
we get
some
into
of
a
it
sketch of
done, right?
Granville.
Oh yeah, sketch of Granville. Yeah, yeah. We'll move on. There's no mileage.
I was going
left
to say, I
on
thought
that.
we were done. Weren't we done with that conversation?
We'll just let everyone know Chris brought whiskey over. So as towards the end of the show goes, Jesper's milking his. Mine's almost gone, but
It's pretty good, isn't it?
it's good once that water,
it's a
that
good
ice cube's
one.
about half gone. So, okay. So let's jump into Chris. This, you're kind of up right now. You wanted to talk about the bonus and the mystery of how it's decided through other markets.
Yeah.
I have a experience with that because I think you got the 3 for 100, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't either?
I've never gotten it.
I haven't gotten either.
I mean,
Why?
John's gotten it, what, today he got another one or
He did?
yesterday? Yeah. He's like, I was thinking about it, and I got, Uber sent me a 3 for 100. And
Why wouldn't you?
I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't you? For anything. I mean, I would do it in a heartbeat
But
because
I've heard
I can run Uber X, I can run,
do you think it's because
deliveries.
you work so much and that's why?
I mean, I'm sure they have their.
I
Right.
went for 3 months without any work. I didn't do any gig work for 3 months, and I still didn't.
I
get it.
haven't
thought
figured
Ben
it
got
out.
one, right?
But then, okay, so maybe it's the market, right? Maybe John's market is very shy of having drivers.
But there's definitely a couple in this market that's
Sam.
gotten it.
Sam
Sam's-
and her mom got it.
I thought Ben got it. I heard
Ben got
I
it.
Yeah,
heard
Ben.
that Jamie got it. So I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, I've had some decent, but I've never gotten a 3 for 100.
yeah. I've not.
I mean,
got,
I've had 2 for 18. I thought that was good. You know, I would go out at 10 o'clock at night because if I got in the zone, I could get 2 for 18.
for Uber, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do 2 rides. I got $18. If I got the 2 done in the hour between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock and I got a third ride, then I got another 2 for 18. So in essence, I could make $36 on top of my regular rides and or zone surges. And that was decent money for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, if
Yeah.
I got a food delivery, I mean, boom, that was up there too. And
Did the food count?
Yeah.
Tell?
yeah,
Yeah. Jamie says she's gotten the 3 for 100 3 times.
yeah.
is she on? Oh,
yeah, she just
is.
commented. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, Jamie, you know what you can do.
He's
Oh.
not happy, Jamie. He's not happy at all.
Jamie, she's awesome.
Well, okay. So then the other thing is like do 20 rides or 30 rides or 40 rides and get this much amount of money.
See, I haven't even gotten those.
I get those every week, but they've gone down. So I can
we're
look
all
right
gonna
now.
pick up our phones and
So
look.
like right now,
Oh, I have a referral. If
yeah,
you have that right. Where do you look for? Oh, Jesper.
yeah,
I know,
related,
I know.
yes,
I was
So
trying to look
all
at
I
my
get
phone.
is the boosts, the 1.3, the 1.2.
So I got so it
Yeah, I
says
get those too.
$85 by completing 40 trips between Monday morning and Friday morning. But then they'll do a weekend one from Friday morning until like early Monday morning. It'll be the same thing. So it'll be pick your quest, which it's like I don't understand why the others. So I can get an extra 115 by doing 50 trips.
Yeah, see, we all well, Jesper
And everybody's getting something different.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've had it for like $20 for doing 20 rides. And I'm like, well, you know,
Ben was cleaning up on the lift one.
but now they changed the 18, they changed it from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And now you have to do 3 for 18. So there's no way you can get 2 and 2 in an hour.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Cause you can get, maybe you'll get 3, but you'll have to do you'll get, if you start it right at 7
Mm-hmm.
and if you could get your 3 in, you could start another 3, which would be beneficial.
Right.
So Lyft's got a streak bonus 3 for 18 right now for
Is
me.
it a streak or is
Streak.
it's not a
Yep, 18
guarantee
streak.
will give you this much if you
No.
do this many, right? I mean,
It's-
for all I get from Lyft is these guarantees. One time I got the bonus of, I don't know, forget, it was an extra $100 or $150 for doing so many rides.
Yeah, they got a bunch of streaks in here. But Ben cleaned up. He was getting $100, $200, $300 bonuses for
yeah, and
doing
I was
30
going to
rides.
ask him because he was like hitting the airport up,
Yeah.
and I told him how to do it. And
Was there a trick for
there
the
is a
airport
trick.
now?
Well, there's a trick for all of it, but I'm not going to tell you online.
Well, again, I'm not going to be driving if
I'm just
if-
saying it has to do with the pets.
Okay. I'm not going to be driving if the money isn't as good as food delivery. I'm just not going to do it.
Right. So that's the thing, right? I mean, if you got an extra $9 for 2 rides,
Right.
Yeah, I would do it.
you're doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why I was going out at 10 o'clock because
Yeah.
from Hudsonville to get into the market here, which was started like Chicago Drive. So I'd get off, I'd take down Baldwin, get onto 96, get onto Chicago Drive over there. And then I'd get right in the range. I'd flip the app on, try to get my first ride right away. And I could get 2 rides, boom, boom. And then if I got them done and I could get a third ride, like I threw everything on just so I could get that third ride right away. Get a third ride, then I could get 4 rides, $36, $9 for additional for each ride.
No, I would do it for those kind of bonuses.
Yeah.
By the way, Jamie knows the trick and it works.
It does.
I feel like I'm Jesper's out of the loop.
I don't know the trick either.
Hell, Jesper didn't even know.
Jamie, don't put it out there because we don't want to Uber understand.
When I start driving, I'm gonna do XL only. XL and
Well, I think
comfort
I
only.
think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I want to know anyone that drove the Upheaval Fest.
So Jamie, you have $1,000 for 105 rides? I had that as well.
That's
but
a guarantee, though.
That's a guarantee.
Yeah.
I'm
105 rides is a lot of freaking rides.
Yeah.
right.
Now, does that include food delivery too?
Yeah.
Like,
for me, it does.
it did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Well, I was just before my surgery, so I couldn't do it.
Anyways, I want to know if anyone knows how people did on Upheaval Festival. That was the rock concert. That was the first one back since the pandemic.
Last weekend, right?
Yeah, it was last weekend.
Yeah, I wasn't out.
I had Ben cleaned up.
He did. He
did.
made about 50 an hour.
He did good.
Yeah, he did good. And that was,
like-
I mean, I'm sure there were a few bonuses
It's like
in there.
$365 or $395 for 6 hours or something like that.
Yeah, he
did
cleaned
good.
up.
He did
so
good.
I'm just hoping that
And he hasn't
I'll
been
be done
out,
driving
what, 2
New Year's
weeks?
Eve.
No, he was out last weekend. That was the concert.
No, I know totally. Since
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He's been out. Yeah, because Lyft was just giving him a shit ton of money.
yeah,
Probably
So,
should get on Lyft again, huh?
I don't know. Is
I
your
don't know.
105
you got your
your
paperwork up to date?
speeding
Oh, yeah.
ticket got?
It's gone.
You sure?
I'm back paying normal prices for insurance.
No.
That.
Okay. Yeah, speaking of insurance, my son turns 25 this December. He's like, "Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. My insurance is going to get like a third less." I was like, "Yep, it
Yeah.
sure is. It sure is." All right. Well, we don't know about the market or the bonuses. It's frustrating. So when you see it in another market, if you're a new driver,
I think it's great that we in our group have national input,
yeah,
right? Because I don't think a lot of people understand, what it's like in San Francisco, what it's
No.
like in North Carolina, what it's like in
we don't have any from California.
Tennessee. Well, we have.
not-
Who's the guy from LA? He was on here.
Oh, Dave. Yeah, he's from. I think he's in
Sanford.
San Francisco, maybe.
Oh.
L.A. Yeah.
Who's the
but-
guy in Sanford, Florida?
Oh, there was? Maybe that was Dave. I don't know. But anyways, all right. So this is an interesting article. Nope, I got a picture before that. I jumped ahead. That's my first jump ahead. That's pretty good.
Good job.
So this is just a picture. A customer said, "Thanks so much for your order. Unfortunately," oh, this is the driver. "Unfortunately, Uber only pays $3 to deliver this. If you have any extra spare for a tip, it would surely help with the high gas prices to continue delivering for you guys. Thanks so much." Okay, dude, like you shouldn't have took the $3
No.
one. That's your own
No.
effing problem.
Right.
So don't be sending messages like that. I can't stand people that do that.
So what's the better way of sending the message?
Don't take the $3 order.
Well, I use an app to help you, right?
That would help too. Now Uber doesn't hide the, well, allegedly they don't hide the tip. So I know
Right.
Para's not working, with
Right.
Uber. I know they're working with Uber to try to
Trust them as far as you can throw them.
well, yeah, but I know they're working with to get Uber on to do some different features, but it's nothing with tip transparency. So
Right.
yeah, don't send somebody a
No.
message and say blah blah blah.
Just don't take it.
Yeah, it's funny. Mike and I brought up too. I asked him if he sent messages to his customers. He's like, you know what? I used to do it, but it doesn't move the needle. Like, why would I spend extra time
Right.
to send memes? And like a lot of people, that's their
Well,
thing. They send memes and all that stuff,
yeah.
and it's just like, I don't communicate with my customer at all unless like there's a missing, like if they don't have a flavor of drink or something.
I had one, so I was in the McDonald's line and they're like, hey, how long is it going to take? I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a little bit because I'm stuck in line here.
Yeah.
And so she's like, keep me updated. So I kept her updated, and then she ended up giving me like $20 for.
Okay.
You know, I know.
Okay.
You know, but I didn't know it that she was going to do it.
I mean, if they reach out, I'm happy to communicate back. I'm just not going to go above it because normally I got 3 phones I'm running and 6 apps. So
I don't know how you guys do that with all those freaking phones.
I only have 2 phones, but it's just I don't know.
You and what's his name?
Who? Gabe?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't do much.
Gabe is
not doing it
anymore, is he?
No, I don't think
he's
so.
making bank at his new job.
Yeah, he's
oh my god. Yeah, he's managing.
I think he's
now.
GM, general manager now. He moved from kitchen to.
He's done an amazing job at Mary's.
Yeah, it's super cool. But
I have nothing but respect for the guy.
Gabe.
Yeah.
Gabe's a hard worker, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I actually recommend you get 2 phones. I would run an Android and an Apple phone because, well, if you already have an Apple, I mean, if you have an Android, I wouldn't go out and buy an Apple. But unfortunately, Apple, some of the apps that I like to use don't run on Apple. So so I have a Google Pixel sitting on my. You guys can't see it, but I shut it off at the end of the season, and I'll fire it back up come this fall. But I recommend running 2 phones.
So when you do that, I mean, I flip between screens on my phone.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I run 2 phones, so I don't have to flip on screens. So if I'm running DoorDash and Uber, they literally are mounted right next to each other.
Right.
And that way,
but occasionally you have it when things are happening at the same time, and you're like,
yeah. Well, I mean, us young guys, we can manage those reflexes, Mr. Hip Replacement.
Yeah, right.
No, it can get Harry Carey. It is not something.
You can't tell me it's not Harry Carey.
It can be Harry Carey. Well, the crazy part is a lot of times I'm running 2 or 3 apps on the one phone and just DoorDash on the Android phone because there's some apps that help me along that only work on Android. So I'm like, it's not just 2 apps. It's usually 3 or 4 that I'm running. But a lot of people might say that's dumb and why not focus on one? And they are correct. There are some times when I'm like, okay, this one is blowing up too much. Yep. I'm going to this one. Right. I'm done with the other ones. Yep. I'm just going to power through.
Like Lyft will blow up.
Yeah.
It's in a stupid distance, right? So we talked about what the ratings things before.
Right.
I don't know why the rideshare people don't give us a range of distance that we're willing to go to pick somebody up.
No, because then people won't do it. No one's going to do the long ones.
Yeah, but they need to change the dollar amount.
Well,
then.
Yeah, that's what I always said.
Because even like Uber, right? They'll give you what? Freaking
$2.
Not even that. It's 10 cents a mile.
Is that all they get? Well, I know that's
it's pathetic, right? It's like, oh, long distance pickup is you're going to get this much more. Well, you're not. It's not worth it.
Well, it always says possibly. Potentially or something like that.
I never understood that word, right? It's the potentially you'll get this.
It's potential.
Who defines what I get?
Yeah,
right.
Some idiot back at the place.
So you know, it's like, so what is your time distance? What do you guys? Your time reference? 12 minutes.
Oh no,
10
like
to 12.
I'm like 8 minutes on an X and like 10 minutes on an XL.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, again, beggars can't be choosers. If I was only doing rideshare and I needed the money, I would go longer, but I'm just...
Especially if you haven't got pinged in a while, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll have that and I'm like, okay, I'm just taking this, right? But then I'll keep the other app on and all of a sudden something will come up and they're like, okay, see ya.
Yeah. Dave says they tell if it's 45 plus. They do, but I've been burned by that a couple times.
What we are talking about is the time to pick them up.
Right.
It's not the length of the ride after you pick them up.
Well, if you live in California, I mean, they're taking some of that back, but they tell you everything. They tell you, you know, if the customer's got BO. I mean, they give you everything in California.
On Uber?
No.
Oh.
All right, we got to move on. Speaking of BO, Patreon, we'd love you for us to support us on Patreon. If you go to patreon.com, search Gig Economy Podcast. You get an extra podcast a month. This month it was... Oh, we interviewed a guy that wrote a book. Yeah, it's on Patreon right now. You get all the interviews and the cool stuff at the beginning or before everyone else.
All the things I don't know.
I know, Jesper's had his head in his ass this week. Well, that's
I've been
disrespectful.
very busy.
He's been busy with family and work, so I shouldn't say that. But yeah, we'd love for you to support us. There's a $5 tier, a $10 tier. $5 tier is just like a thank you. You don't get shit. The $10 tier, you get a piece of
We
merch.
still get the bonus episode.
No, they don't.
No?
Not the $5 tier.
Oh, I thought they did.
Yespers doesn't know. Chris, you're the new host. Just kidding, Jesper.
Thank you.
He's out. Throw the glass. No, the $5.
Give me the rest of that.
Yeah, you ain't taking the booze.
Can't have my booze, man.
The $5 gets you nothing. The $10 gets you an extra
Okay, I guess I'm
podcast,
staying.
pre-show banter, and a piece of merch. So we'd really appreciate it if you support us. All the money that comes in for Patreon goes to pay for everything like StreamYard and editing software.
I'd like to put out that right now we are looking to collect money to buy a new computer.
Yes, we're looking for a new computer, and we do. Oh, you know what? We never talked about the picnic. We need to do that, and we got the picnic coming.
We
up
have the
too.
picnic coming up on
So,
9/11.
9/11. Yeah, let me throw that up there real quick. That's my bad. The picnic coming up. Giveaways, food, maybe a petting zoo.
There's not going to be a petting zoo.
Thank you for telling me this. I was planning on it. It's at the Riverside Park at the Island Shelter. If you were there last year, which many of you weren't, you can look it up online. But September 11th, 2001 from 1 to 4. We would love to have you. Dave the Uber Slave, Steve's flying in. Some punk. I'm not sure where he's from. I think he actually is from
Is
Michigan.
Steve flying in?
No, he's not.
Oh, I want him to, man. I want him to. Come
I know.
on.
He's from Michigan.
Was Larry coming?
Larry's coming.
Larry's
What
coming.
about John?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
John's not
So
coming.
I heard Janet might be coming. No.
If Janet came,
We would love to see Janet. Oh,
If-
my God.
I'd give her kiwi fruit out the door.
Yeah. If Janet came, I would stop everything and go buy a red carpet.
Yeah.
And
I know,
just-
right?
and say you can't get out of the car
Absolutely.
until we roll
Absolutely.
this out. But
I think
Absolutely.
some punk wants to come. I see. The
Oh, he's
way
from
he's
Texas.
talking. Yeah, bro, it's
I thought he was from Michigan.
short ride.
I thought he was from Michigan because he brought up when I brought up Kalamazoo, but he was like Kalamazoo. Okay. Unemployment. So obviously with the pandemic, there was extra unemployment going around. So it says some drivers in UP, I think they meant Uber drivers, forums took unemployment insurance and a $300 weekly extension while still driving. Do they not understand the state and Fed will catch up to them for double dipping? One of the first comment was, you can work while on unemployment, right? It's allowed. You just can't earn much. Like me, I can't earn more than $195 before they start deducting from the benefits. So yes, you can still do work while you're on unemployment, but you can't do a lot.
Before or after your mileage write-off.
Well, I don't know. So for those that don't know, I do gig work in the winter and I get laid off from my other job. I actually do file for unemployment and I certify every 2 weeks, but I always put my earnings in and I never get any money because what happens if my car gets wrecked or I get hurt? At least I got unemployment coming in.
Right.
You know, when you're doing gig work, you get hurt, you're screwed. You know what I mean? You're not getting any money. So
Did you hear that the Michigan effed up?
what?
With the unemployment, a lot of the pandemic unemployment, like 360,000 people got asked to recertify.
Yeah.
And if they didn't, they had to pay it all money back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because
And that was wrong though?
well, so what happened is a lot of the people got approved to begin with because of how it was worded.
The
from,
verbiage?
Yeah, the verbiage was worded from the federal government.
Oh, no.
And they came back and they nicked on how it was worded. So now they're changing it. So now they have to recertify. And if they don't, they could end up paying it all back.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's basically because the Michigan fucked up.
Right. I'm surprised anybody's working because they are all not working because of the pandemic.
I
Well,
know.
yeah, our governor, I saw, just vetoed because the Republicans tried to get rid of that 300 and she vetoed it. So we're not going to get into politics, but it's time to get
No.
back to work, y'all.
I know.
What are we
I know.
doing here?
Keep working.
But the problem is also people don't want to get back to work. Everybody here in the market looks for people to work for them. they can't.
It's unbelievable.
It's
So
you see signs
I
everywhere.
I take the McDonald's guy. He's 25% short of employees.
Did you see that my son is 16, right? He started working and Taco Bell, these are the jobs he might be looking for.
Right.
Taco Bell has a $1,100 sign-on bonus, right?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go work there for the
and
winter.
you get paid every day.
Well, they have daily cash
They
out?
had daily cash out at Taco Bell.
Give me your Venmo account.
No, like, what is that? Like, what the?
That's
the-
I
crazy.
mean, literally
The thing-
25% of employees for McDonald's are short.
The things they have to do to get people to work for them. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
was that one place they all like walked off?
That was Burger King.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them that's been going
They're
around.
like, we're sick of it. We can't handle it anymore.
Well,
We're
did you
done.
hear about Frito-Lay? They were just in the news. They're on a strike. They were making those guys do suicide. So basically, they would work. They would work 8 hours. They'd ask them to stay for 4 more, so that's 12, and then they had to be back 8 hours later. So they were basically working 16 hours a day and having 8 hours off 7 days a week. And they're like, we can't do this anymore. I'm like,
No, of course
7
not.
days a week.
7 days a week.
Yeah.
Like, why would you even? I would be like, unless I was getting paid, but the money doesn't matter though. When you're working that hard, you can't even spend the money.
No. You at some point you're like, oh, I'm okay with it because like I'm making
you
overtime
do it for like a month.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you get that burnout.
Yeah,
and you're like,
absolutely.
It's just not worth it.
And I don't understand why they think they can get. I mean, thank God they had a union. Although, I mean, I guess if you're getting treated bad, there's plenty of work out there. Like we're just
There's
saying.
all kinds of work out there.
But I did see there's several restaurants now at the individually owned that's saying now they're starting doing $15 an hour, no tips.
And they're offering bennies.
Yeah, somebody locally here, they couldn't open on like, I forget what day it was, Monday or something. Crazy Horse in Holland.
Okay.
So he didn't have enough employees. He had to close the restaurant down.
Yep.
Yeah.
For the day.
Well, do you know Wing Doozy? And I don't know if they've opened. The Plainfield one shut down.
Oh, yeah.
Because they didn't have.
Yeah, I know the owner.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They went to Evergreen.
The McDonald's
Todd.
McDonald's up on in Standale often just closes at night. They're done. They don't have any people.
Yeah. Because they're open 24 hours, right?
Well, supposedly.
Oh my gosh.
So you come past it like 7 o'clock. They're closed. What? Yeah, they couldn't get enough people to work.
It's
Janet says the trip is still on the radar for next year, maybe. So we'll see. All right, let's wrap this up. We got a couple more. Here is another Jesper TikTok.
I will pay for wherever Janet wants to go in town.
Oh, I was gonna say you're gonna pay for her flight. I was like, wait, what's going on? Chris is like,
Yeah, we'll take her on a brewery tour or something.
There we go. So this is about a driver that does something bad.
Good job, Jesper. Oh shit, that's not the right one. Did I not load this one? Oh no, I did. I'm an idiot.
So chances are you know what DoorDash is. You order your food, Dasher in the area goes out, picks it up, brings it to your house. Okay, so I ordered Taco Bell today. I go outside and the bag is ripped open, which is fine. Things happen. It's cool, no big deal. I get inside, I divvy out all the food to the family, and I go to grab my food, and this was missing. My Doritos Locos Taco. Okay, also common, happens all the time. Not really going to worry about it. Well, I'll just go ahead and get me a little refund and call it a day. And then I get this picture from my Dasher. Y'all. Tell me that ain't Dorito dust on this woman's fingers. Tell me,
I mean,
y'all.
it does
Tell me
look
this
like
woman
it. I
didn't
mean,
eat
it's a
my
little
taco
blurry,
now.
but her fingers were definitely had something on them. They were not just clean, but
No.
you fucking idiots. Don't drink people's food.
Just don't do it.
Like how desperate are you for food that you have to steal other people's food? So just don't do it.
Don't take the $3 ride. You may have to be able to pay for
Sometimes
your
it
own
smells so good,
Dude. Five Guys smells so good. Or any Asian
can't.
food,
Ugh.
so good. Like Panda
It's
Express.
like you get if you haven't eaten before you deliver and it gets in the car, you're like, oh.
Somebody was telling me, I think it was Chad, the gig economist. He was saying that he always, eats before he goes out because otherwise, it's an issue.
it's like-
Forget about it.
Right.
Just
Then you
one,
might take some of the food.
just one French fry. They'll never know.
I'm just glad those freaking bags are sealed.
Yeah, right.
Jeez. So next up, there's an Uber driver clocked at 102 miles per hour in Lakewood with a passenger in the car.
Lakewood in Holland.
No,
I didn't have a passenger in my
Like-
car.
Yeah, you were trying to get to passengers. Lakewood, Colorado. An Uber driver has been cited for speeding after going 102 with a passenger. Police say 30-year-old, I don't know how to pronounce that name, was pulled over Wednesday morning after a motorcycle officer clocked him speeding. Oh my gosh. He was cited for going 37 over the speed limit. A 6-point offense.
Oh.
You're done driving, bro.
So, can I have your license, please?
Yeah, that's almost reckless driving.
Right.
He's also cited for no proof of insurance, a 4-point violation. That's like an R&R here, right? Repair and report or whatever. You just show the court. And
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. So, yeah, and he was doing it in a Ford Fusion. I mean, I guess they can go 105.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, don't speed like Jesper.
Hey, it's been years.
All right, last one, and then we'll get out of here. Go ahead, Jesper.
I'm getting there.
You're waiting for it to come up on the screen, aren't you?
Well, I did.
Making
Uber
it.
drivers, why don't you say hello to me when I get in your car? This is a Reddit stream. As I open the door to, is it called a stream? What is it called?
Reddit page, subreddit. It's a
Subreddit,
subreddit.
there you
Yeah.
As I open the door to your car, I climb in and I cheerfully greet you as neurotypically as my autistic brain lets me. I buckle my seatbelt and wait for your reply. You clear your throat, shuffle in your seat, and turn on the radio. But you do not turn your head to look at me. Why? Did you not hear me?
Dramatic.
Do you
reading.
not care? I know.
Good job.
Doing good job. Do you not care that I, a stranger, just got into your car?
I should
Who
read the
heard
other
you?
part.
Do you do this to other passengers you pick up? What gives? Go ahead.
I
Oh,
can't see
God,
it.
Chris.
Are you not ready? Come on, Chris.
Yeah. The whole ride is awkward. And I can't help but wonder if you are even aware there is someone sitting back here. If I fart and stink up the car, will you notice me? What if I start loudly singing? I can't see.
The alphabet.
The alphabet song.
Did I crap on your cereal this morning or something? Drivers who acknowledge my presence get a tip. Those who don't will not. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Have you ever gotten in an Uber as a passenger where they haven't said hello?
No, but I must admit, I've had situations where I forgot I had passengers.
Yes, I have too. Especially on a longer ride or if it's late at night.
They're not, they're not talking to you. And you're
Yeah.
like, just driving along, following the thing. You're like, oh yeah, I got somebody.
Like, oh my God, someone in the back seat.
Who are you?
Didn't we have a story where someone farted or some girl farted or something and then she realized, oh my God, there's a passenger back there. I can't remember
It was
that.
a story. It wasn't a local story. But
No, it wasn't. But I remember someone talking about that.
I have had it where it's like you're driving along, you're just kind of like in the zone, right? And
It's scary because you almost like jolt, like you're like, oh my God, there's someone back there.
right, especially if you ever have them like sit directly behind you, so you
Oh.
don't see
Oh, yeah,
them,
yeah.
You know,
It's the worst. Sam does that all the time, and we always would get after her. I'm like, don't, or no, was it? Yeah, it was her, or what was it? Somebody else?
There was a time where she made it a point to do that exact. when
Yeah,
she would
I
get
couldn't
into-
remember if she hated it or if she did that on purpose. I was like, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I think a lot of times it happened to me when it was late at night. You pick people up from the airport and they're tired, and it's like, a 30-minute drive. To
nobody's
the-
talking.
No one's talking.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm barely alive
Right.
myself. Like, I'm
You
like,
can't say that.
I'm like pinching my fat to wake myself up. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thanks, Dave, for chiming in.
Yes,
Some Punk,
Dave.
appreciate it.
Yep.
And of course, Rideshare Rodeo, Jamie Lynn.
Janet,
You know who we didn't have on tonight? We didn't have Larry.
it's like noon
Yeah,
tomorrow for
where's
Janet.
Larry? Where's Larry?
He must be. I know he's studying. He's doing something else.
He's
guys,
scared?
taking his real estate license.
What?
this guy is trying to
He's
set
like-
him up for retirement. Like he's
I
ready.
don't know.
He's gonna quote unquote.
He
in
took
quotes-
some other tests for like
Yeah.
computer
Yeah.
security.
Yeah, some things that he wants to do after he's retired. I'm like, Larry, you're retired. Like, you can work, but you don't have to have sex jobs. But
He
anyway.
might be able to do sex jobs.
He needs
Who knows?
He needs passive income and understand that it's okay.
Yeah.
to sit on the porch.
Yeah, because the retirement that he's gonna get from. Oh, Jerry was here. Sorry, I was bringing up. I didn't see Jerry tonight. Thanks, Jerry.
Can't believe you said that.
I know.
I
I didn't.
saw
He
Jerry.
usually at least says hi, and I
Yeah.
didn't see. You saw
No,
Jerry.
I didn't see Jerry.
I don't think he said hi.
No.
Normally he does. Thanks,
Thank-
guys, for the super chats
Sneaking in.
too. We
Thanks,
really
Janet.
appreciate it.
Yep.
So, all right. Talk to you in a couple weeks.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
See you guys.
Bye.